never been attracted to an Asian guy before. Like, no Asians or no blacks. Or you're on like a dating app, like a lot of it will say like no fats, no femmes, no Asians. Like,
Sorry, I don't go on dates with Asians because they always smell like onions and garlic.
coming out was like devastating for a lot of people. My principal recommended that I transfer schools.
I didn't know how my mom would react and my family. She's from a very traditional Catholic, Filipino family. She has like given up a lot for me. Sacrificed a lot of her time and money and stuff to like get me from the Philippines to have a better life here in America. I thought that me being gay would be like letting her down.
We're really careful about being affectionate in public. Glares at Winco, glares when we're out to eat. Weird questions from servers like, "Well, is it gonna be too chat?" I mean, he does get treated differently in a lot of that, even in a gay club, and I think a lot of that is because he's Asian. Well, the gay community is so open and accepting of like, but it's not true at all.
I think I've experienced more discrimination and hate in the gay community than I have in the general community.
Just for being
itself.
Asian.
Just from being Asian. So.
I've seen the weird looks, and I've seen the discrimination just for what he looks like. Well, if there was a pill that you could take and be completely heterosexual, it would absolutely have made my life easier growing up, and I would have taken it in a heartbeat. But I think when we do have kids, I think it is going to be really important for us to make sure that the kid is like, it is a non-traditional family. You know what I mean? Whether you want to admit it or not, a kid being raised by two dads or two moms, you need to make sure that they're okay. And like, just because you have two dads or two moms doesn't mean that you're different. A dad who's white and then another dad who's Filipino, I mean, it is different. You're not interracial to homosexuality. It's a whole new dimension of like identity crisis for a kid. That racism is so much more prevalent in the gay community than in the straight community. I've been guilty of it myself. Everybody I've ever dated prior to him has been white. But
I'm gonna admit, like, even though I have been like discriminated against, I've also done it to other people. Like, I remember this one time, this Middle Eastern guy, like, we were talking, and he's like, and eventually asked if I wanted to like go on a date or like go out and have a beer, and I said, sorry, I don't really date guys who are dark. I just literally did exactly what I hate the most to this person, and it only takes like it takes yourself to stop it. Like,
it's so deep rooted and it's so severe to the point where like when you meet people for the first time, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I only date white people." Like, in your genetics that you're just attracted to somebody who looks like you. Maybe, I don't know. Moving in a progressive direction, I just think it's going to be it's going to continue to be slow. I think the important thing for people like us to realize is like, you got to give people time to figure it out. We're just two dudes. Race is an issue in general. I think interracial couples will always be looked at a little bit differently. Turn on the news, if you watch the news, obviously there's a racial divide in the country. I'm not scared that my right to get married is going to get taken away at all. I think we're both confident that like we're going to be fine.
So it was actually that confidence that like kind of pushed us to be, I don't know, a light for other people.
Yeah.
That, we gotta like show people that it's still worth fighting for.
It's not just white people. I mean, like, I think it's if you walk around a college campus, you know what I mean? Like the Asians are all hanging out.
Yeah.
The Latinos are all hanging out.
It's like
Black
that one
people are all
scene.
hanging out. Like,
it's like
that's
that one
the thing.
scene in Mean Girls. Like,
It really
you have like
is.
the Asians over here, you have the Mexicans over here, and
You turn on TV, you watch your favorite show, and like that stuff is all there. It's all, you know what I mean? And I think until we can stop seeing things in a color scheme, I don't know that you just have to keep doing it. It's an case by case thing. I mean, if we look back when we're in our 80s and we say like, oh, those 10 people now view the gay community a little bit differently because they knew us, then that's all you can do. And if every gay person has those 10 people, then the world will change eventually.